Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. All right, guys, so we're back to talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey because we have Louie who is saying that Joe is a B-boy. And it's like Jennifer Aydin said this and it spread like wildfire. Now, Teresa Giudice is also telling the Gorgas to go to therapy, and Jennifer Aydin is calling Melissa a wolf in sheep's clothing. Not only that, but Melissa Gorga is standing up for herself and her family when it comes to letting Gia Giudice stay at their Jersey home. There's so much drama between this family, and I feel like it's intense. We have to remember this is real family drama. It's not something for a show where we pick out a housewife from some random, county, bring her in, and she's like, I gotta fight with the cast in order to secure my contract. This goes deep. So we're gonna get into all of it, but before we do, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And also don't forget that we are going live for our members only Vanderpump Rules edition live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, where Jason and I take you behind the curtain with our stories from our time with the Vanderpump Rules family. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so thank you to Reality Blurb for mentioning it all. We have a lot to discuss, and I cannot wait for this week's episode. I believe we're joined by Ricky Cornish from Out Magazine again, and if you guys have not caught our live recaps, well, you need to, because the energy is absolutely infectious. It's not about that, though, so let's get into it. Things are getting tense between Teresa Giudice and Joe Gorga on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and as viewers continue to witness what led up to their devastating falling out last summer, which resulted in Joe and Melissa Gorga skipping Teresa's August 2022 wedding to Louie Ruelas. A sneak peek at the upcoming episode shows the couples technically, at war. You're happy, right? Joe asked Teresa in the sneak peek, and she said, yes. Why are you so like you're so mean? Like, you now. And this is what Joe's asking his sister. And after Teresa insists that's not true, she tells Joe that she doesn't believe he's been happy for a long time. If you were happy, you would want to be a beautiful family. Ugh. And this obviously prompted Melissa to speak up and enter the conversation, which Melissa and Joe always have each other's back. Just like Teresa and Louie always have each other's back. We have two very strong dynamics here going head to head, and there's obviously no sense of resolution. We can't come together and figure it out, but we're not done. We didn't keep you out of the family. You kept us out of the family. This is your blood. And Jennifer Aydin made fun of him and you chimed in. You chimed in. Like, what are you talking about? Melissa asked Teresa, signaling to the reunion agreement when she said that Joe is a bitch boy, and that's originally what Jennifer Aydin suggested. You're embarrassing, Joe added, but according to Louie, he doesn't agree with his wife's assessment. She called you a bitch boy, but Joe, you're playing it real well. And Joe said, shut up. I met you in months. You to me. Shut the f up. At the point, Joe and Melissa are done with the situation, and they eventually end up getting up saying, we're not dealing with this. We're so unhappy. We're going to go get therapy. That's what Melissa declared sarcastically. And she said, go get therapy. You should, because then maybe, you could be a happy family and we could be a happy family together. Then, seemingly referencing their late parents, Joe told his sister, we became the biggest disappointment in life. And she said, you could change that. You could change that. But Joe isn't satisfied, and he replied with, thank you, honey, the matriarch of our family. I mean, talk about a toxic situation, but I don't know if you guys caught our interview with Teresa Giudice and her co-host from Namaste Bitches podcast, Melissa Feaster. Teresa even said when I was asking her about therapy, because this is a totally new version of Teresa that we haven't gotten in the past, she's opening up. Louie's pushing her to talk about her feelings, which Joe and Teresa both said for the longest time. We're Italian. We don't talk about our feelings. We flip tables. We shit up. We do things that we want to do, but we're not talking about it. No way. God forbid you talk about it. And I asked Teresa, would you consider going to family therapy with your brother? She said, absolutely not. No, the door is closed. That chapter is closed, and right now she needs time to heal. But mind you, based off of what she's saying, even though Melissa Gorga does not agree with her, she said she did not watch the first however many seasons up until this past year, and then she decided to sit down and binge watch everything all at once. In our interview, she said, honestly, it's probably a good thing that I didn't watch them at the time, because now that I know what I know and I see how much everything or how much was talked about me, how many things were said, I don't think I would have been able to keep the peace. She's saying that she's happy, everything happens for a reason, and she's happy that she didn't watch during the time that her parents were alive because that contributed to them being able to somewhat keep the peace. Okay, let's keep going. Also, in the sneak peek, Jennifer weighed in on Teresa and Joe's family drama in a cast confessional, suggesting that Melissa is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is the problem with Joe and Melissa. It's like any opportunity that they have, to try and make Teresa look back, they almost double down on it. And Melissa puts on a sweet, pretty little face and gets away with it. But you know what they say? Beware of the wolf in sheep's clothing. Now, meanwhile, back in the scene, Jackie Goldschneider is seen talking to Dolores Catania and Jennifer Fessler. Teresa likes to act like she's a changed person, but like my therapist told me, if you pretend it doesn't exist, you never move forward. Okay. Thank you, Jackie, for entering the conversation. Now, Melissa Gorga is also addressing the claim of not letting Gia stay at the shore house and calls out the double standard, telling Teresa to stop faking. She said, I am just, I'm not talking about the kids. It's like so sad. We said no, okay? And you know, that's Melissa. But you know what's so funny? Why have I never been asked to stay at her shore house? Why don't we ever talk about that? My daughter wanted to stay at her house, but she didn't. Can we talk about that? That's Teresa. And according to Melissa, she's so sick of the double standard between her and Teresa. You're not staying at my house because you don't want to, she clarified. Shut the up and stop faking. Just stop. Do us all a favor, please, because I am exhausted. But during her own Real Housewives of New Jersey after show interview, Teresa said, yeah, when she was asked if she'd stay with Melissa and her brother at their shore house, I'm trying to think, were we good then? I think we started the season off. He was hot headed as soon as we started. For what reason, I have no idea, because we were fine. Like in New York, we were fine. Melissa and I are not close, so that's why it is what it is. Now, although Teresa targeted Melissa for not welcoming her to her home, Melissa said that Teresa knows that she's always welcome to stay at our shore house, and noted that Teresa has always chosen to stay at her own place at the home of Dolores Catania. So why all of a sudden now do you want to stay at our shore house? Teresa literally sits down and says to Louie this season, I'm not close with my sister-in-law. Why would I invite her family to my wedding if I'm not putting her in my wedding? Why would you sleep at my house then? Hello, it doesn't take a fucking genius. Why stay at my house? Stay at your bridesmaid's house. She said, why would she sleep at mine? She had hers, and I had mine. My other shore house was very tiny. She could sleep there, or she couldn't sleep there if she wanted to. And Teresa confirmed, I've never stayed there because I had my own shore house. I mean, there you have it. That's the end of it. I can't wait to watch this episode of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, because it looks like things are going to pop up all over the place, and I think it's like a fireworks show. I feel like it's like a bad Katy Perry song. But anyways, don't forget to smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and we'll see you tomorrow for the morning meeting at 9:30 a.m. on Up and Adam 2. Love you.